Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So Miss Voletta Wallace has spoken out against Diddy. She has finally spoken out against him and basically said she wants to slap him silly, because we all know he needs it. Now over the years you have seen them together from time to time. They've been photographed together. Miss Wallace has attended certain posthumous award shows or tributes for Biggie, and I've never heard her speak negatively about Puffy. And many people wonder why. First of all, it's well known that nobody believed it was a good idea for Biggie to go to LA 6 months after the death of Tupac Shakur, but he went anyway. Puffy's former bodyguard, Jing Dill, has said that there was studio time booked.
Why the hell would you rent studio time in LA for him to finish your album when in fact you got your own studio at Daddy's house?
So not only did you take him to LA, he presented an award to Tony Braxton on the night he died. It wasn't a quick in and out thing.
And the Soul Train Music Award goes to... What's up, Cali? You're making me high, Tony Braxton.
They went to the vibe party and there was studio time booked. Bear in mind, Biggie could barely walk when he went to LA. He had some leg injury after a car accident, and he's a big guy. So his leg wasn't doing too well. He had a cane and he could barely walk.
You know Pac just got killed. It ain't no kind of business Big was doing. Big couldn't even walk. He couldn't run. They was pushing him around in a wheelchair, brother.
So many people have given Puffy the side eye for years when it comes to the death of Biggie. And on that night, they happened to be in separate cars. How convenient. The people have been wondering, what does Voletta Wallace think of Diddy when it comes to the death of her son? Does she trust him? Does she think highly of him still? Because, you know, he did give Biggie a career and a big break in the industry, but we know she has not stopped when investigating the death of her son, calling for the LAPD to be looked into, for example. There's been a couple of court cases. She's been working with Faith Evans. So I'm wondering, did Diddy come to mind? According to Diddy's bodyguard, he was well aware that there were threats against Biggie's life, but they went to LA anyway. So the reason Miss Voletta is calling out Diddy is because of the Cassie video. And like many others, she has been speaking to Rolling Stone. So the late Notorious B.I.G's mum, Voletta Wallace, was one of many people who was disturbed after a video of Sean Diddy Combs physically assaulting then girlfriend Cassie Ventura in 2016 surfaced earlier this month. And in a new interview published May 30, Biggie's mother told Rolling Stone that the clip, compounded with a barrage of essay accusations against her son's former label boss, have made her sick to her stomach. "I'm praying for Cassie," she said. "I'm praying for his mother. I didn't want to believe the things that I've heard, but I've seen the video. I pray that he apologizes to her. I hope that I see Sean one day, and the only thing I want to do is slap the daylights out of him. And you can quote me on that," she added, "because I liked him. I didn't want to believe all the awful things, but I'm so ashamed and embarrassed." Yeah, they did have a good relationship, it seems like, up until now. Don't know how often they saw each other, but I think she thought highly of him. But I'm wondering, doesn't she have questions? At least about how reckless it was to take Biggie to LA to book studio time and plan for him to hang out in LA, knowing full well that you received intelligence that there were people wanting to take his life. But Wallace didn't stop there. "He needs to apologize to his mother," she told the publication. "I hope to God he sits her down and spills his guts and apologized to her." And then the video basically shattered all her illusions. And that's how it was for a lot of people when they saw the video, seeing him in that light, on camera, in 4K. Well, it weren't 4K, but you know what I mean. It was like, wow, Now this is the real Diddy. So I am wondering, does Miss Wallace have questions? She's still looking into the death of her son because nobody has been formally charged. They were looking into the LAPD. They sued the LAPD. It was unsuccessful. Both she and Faith Evans have filed lawsuits calling for the investigation to be reopened. There are names that have been thrown around. Pookie, Amir Muhammad, people who have been accused of actually pulling the trigger. But it seems that people who know Diddy says that not only did he know that Biggie's life was in danger and went to LA anyway with him, some people are implying that it wasn't just recklessness, that it was deliberate. He took him there, knowing full well what was going to happen. That's what some people are alleging.
And then Puff came back downstairs, he was heated. He said, yo, Gene, I got 126 employees, and these people depend on me for their livelihoods. If these white folks thought or they would think that I had anything to do with any kind of gunplay, they wasn't gonna fuck with me, and they not gonna fuck with me. He said, I'm a businessman. I'm about making money, but something gotta change. I don't give a fuck if Pac gotta die, Big gotta die, or Suge Knight go to jail. Something's gotta change. And he took upstairs, he turned around and walked back upstairs. And it didn't dawn on me what he said. And then my man looked at me and Bun was like, yo, that nigga said Big. I said, yo, he sure did. He said, yeah. He said, Big gotta die? He said, yo, he said Big.
And Eugene also claims that eliminating Biggie, eliminating Tupac, all of these people who were involved in beef, rap beef, gang beef potentially, he wanted to get rid of them because being embroiled in that was messing up his public image. His public image is basically his bread and butter. The only way people are going to be comfortable doing deals with him is if he's got a clean public image. It's one thing doing music with somebody, but when it comes to signing brand deals, when it comes to certain investments, certain business ventures, when it comes to all of those things, people want to make sure that they're putting their money in the hands of somebody who is trustworthy, not somebody who's involved in gang beef, not somebody who's getting arrested for shooting up a nightclub. That's not good for business. So that's why he has worked so hard for decades working on his public image. When there was all that East Coast, West Coast thing going down, you would hear him in interviews and he sounded like a very rational, reasonable person.
I'm the executive producer that a comment was made about a little bit earlier. But check this out, contrary to what other people may feel, I would like to say that I'm very proud of Dr. Dre, of Death Row, and Suge Knight for their accomplishments. And all this East and West that needs to stop.
Talking about how we should be uplifting one another within the industry. Talking about how proud he is of Suge, how proud he is of Death Row Records. He sounded like the peacemaker throughout the whole situation. But behind the scenes, where all his dodgy associations, he's meddling, did all of that lead to the death of two great hip-hop artists? Looking into it now, with all the knowledge that we have, with all the people that are speaking out, many people believe that all roads lead to Diddy. But what does Miss Wallace think? So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video.